my loves. Hello, hello. I hope you guys can see me okay. Um, I'm here. I'm here to deliver your journals for the week. I'm here to deliver your ritual for the week. We're going to talk about our psalm for this week that goes along with the ritual. Okay, every week we are going to have a psalm that go with our ritual. There's about 4 psalms that we're going to be using in this 6 weeks, so it's not like we're going to have a different psalm every week, but there is a psalm that we will focus on. If you are not into biblical, you don't have to use a psalm. You can create your own prayer, but it is included in the ritual instruction. Okay, let me first say congratulations to those of you who actually did the 3-day fast, completed the 3-day fast. I did it. I still have not broken my fast yet. Well, no, I take that back because I did drink a body armor, which is not water. But as far as food, I haven't broken my fast yet. I don't know what I'm going to break it with. But I've enjoyed eating clean. I've enjoyed eating light. I've enjoyed the fruit, veggies, and water. I really have enjoyed it. I can't say that it was super restricting. The only thing is I wanted some tortillas. I wanted some bread. I wanted some rice. I love carbs, okay? So carbs and cheese for me were the main things that I was craving, but I was able to get through it. And I will say, like, for the rest of this 40 days, I'm not going to be as strict and restrictive on myself, but I am going to eat clean. And I'm going to be restrictive as far as I'm only giving myself permission to eat 1 cooked meal a day. And I'm limiting the amount of dairy that I'm intaking. I'm limiting the amount of carbs that I'm intaking. You don't have to do that, but that is what I will be doing. And that's what I gathered from this fast. I gathered that my body needs a break from sugar, artificial sugars. I gathered that my body needs a break from carbs, especially first thing in the morning, because usually I don't eat until about 11 o'clock. And then when I am eating, I don't have the time because I'm in between clients to actually make food. So I'll eat something quick like a piece of toast or something like that, like some rice or something like that. And it's usually a carb to give me some quick energy and keep me going. But my body needs a break from that. Like eating fruits and veggies and or eating clean rather. My brain has been clear. I feel like my intuition has been sharper and it just felt good. So I will continue detoxing in some way. I may even do a 3-day fast to end the 40-day challenge. If I do, I'll let you guys know in case you want to join. But that's what I got out of it. I got out of it that your girl's addicted to sugar and carbs and you need to give it up. Had about enough. Know what I'm saying? Period. Let me know what you got out of the fast in the comments if you did the fast. I hope that you guys participated. Let me know if you're going to continue some form of fast throughout the 40 days, what you plan to do. Okay, moving right along, let's get into week 1 instruction. So I want to start with the journals. And I really wanted to actually write these journals on camera with you guys, but it will take me forever to get through this live if I do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to answer the questions for you guys, and that will still take some time with me explaining versus me writing it down and then reading it to you all. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the first question. I'm going to say this really slow so that you can write it down, and I probably will repeat it a couple of times, and we're going to do that for each question. All right, so question 1. What vulnerabilities have you been hiding from, and what do you intend to release to face them? What vulnerabilities have you been hiding from, and what do you intend to release to face them? What vulnerabilities have you been hiding from, and what do you intend to release to face them? For me, I have been hiding from the fact that I need connection. I need feedback. I need validation in some sense. I'm a Leo moon. I'm a Leo Chiron. My midhaven is in Leo. I can't just be doing things and I feel like no one's seeing me. And that's a vulnerability of mine that I've been hiding from because I be acting like I don't really care if I'm seen, if I'm heard, but I do care. I do care about that. Another vulnerability that I've been hiding from is the fact that I have a hard time making myself emotionally available to people. So oftentimes I can just come off as detached even though I crave intimacy. Okay? That's another vulnerability that I've been hiding from. The last one that I've been hiding from is the fact that my body is not in the shape that I want it to be in. Do I still feel confident? Yes. Do I still feel cute? Yes. But do I feel some type of way when certain roles jiggle and fold? Yes. And I don't like it. But I've been hiding from the fact that I don't like it so I can continue to be body positive. What do I intend to do to release them? Well, the first one about being heard, being seen, wanting the validation, I have to show up more. What I did was I stopped showing up because I was like, I'm not going to get the validation anyway. I'm not going to get the feedback anyway. No one's going to see me anyway. So what's the point of me doing it? I'm just going to do what I have to do only, and that's it. But I can't do that if I want to be seen. That goes against what I'm doing. So I have to show up. And a part of me doing this challenge is forcing me to show up. Okay. For the second one about intimacy with friends and relationships and all the things, intimacy. Well, what I intend to do to release that and face it is to be more honest in my relationships about what it is that I need and how I'm feeling. Because usually I will just let you do what you're going to do. I'll be quiet about it. And then I will just start to withdraw my energy versus saying how I really feel and why I may have felt the need to withdraw my energy. Me explaining that to you may bring us even closer. So I am going to start doing that instead of withdrawing myself because that can be a little childish, okay? The last one, as far as body, I've been working on it, okay? I've been in the gym. I've been doing yoga. I've been walking. I've been drinking water. I've been eating cleaner, okay? Not just for these past 3 days, but I've been working on it, okay, for the last month and some change. And we gonna get there. We gonna get there. I just have to keep affirming myself and stay disciplined. So for me, those are the vulnerabilities that I've been hiding from and what I intend to do in order to release them. The next one, write a letter to your inner teen or past self, talking through, identifying, and forgiving yourself for and releasing past emotional trauma. Write a letter to your inner teen or past self, talking through, identifying, and forgiving yourself for, as well as releasing past emotional trauma. So this is going to be long, obviously, something that I would actually have to write out. But I would say something along the lines of, Dear Shawnee, and this goes to my inner teen and my past self. I would say something along the lines of, Dear Shawnee, I'm sorry that you were so shrouded in self-doubt that you could not see your own power. I forgive you for allowing your self-doubt to cripple you and cut you off from certain opportunities. And I release the chains that self-doubt and restriction have forced upon you. Or I would say something like, Dear Shawnee, I realized how important it was for you to feel like you had someone to support you. I realized how important it was for you to have a support system, and I didn't actively create space for that. I was in such denial of the need for a support system that I didn't actively create space for that, and I apologize. And I forgive myself for cutting myself off from my own community. I forgive myself from cutting myself off from my own family to some degree. And I release the notion that I have to be isolated in order to function because that does not serve my intentions. Okay? Or I might say something along the lines of, Dear Shawnee, I forgive you for giving more of yourself to other people than you gave to you. I'm sorry that that created a bitterness in you and pushed a lot of people away. I forgive you for feeling like you needed to protect yourself. And I release the idea that all people ain't shit. You know, I would say some shit like that. Or maybe all of those things in my letter. But you write your letter and say what you gonna say. Okay? That's just me. I would say, I forgive you for procrastinating. I forgive you for wasting time. I forgive you for arguing with people who could never see or hear you anyway. Those are the types of things that I would say to myself. I would say I release the need for my mother to be the ideal picture of what I want her to be. I release the need for my mother and my grandmother to get along. I release the need to have a close relationship with my family because they are dysfunctional. Okay, those are the types of things that I would say in my letter. But you write your letter and you say what you got to say to yourself. Okay, now moving along to the next one. What lessons about discipline, responsibility, and routine have surfaced for you, and how do you intend to safeguard your application of these lessons? Hey, Bryn. Um, for me, Spirit has just been constantly showing me discipline, 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 responsibility, 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 routine, routine, routine. Because I am a Capricorn. Not only that, I have like 5 Capricorn placements in my birth chart, and I am a 3rd house Capricorn stellium. So my mind is ruled by that Capricorn energy. Okay, so I don't really have a choice but to constantly be tapped into that. The problem is, I'm a Scorpio rising, okay, and my Saturn is in Aquarius. My Jupiter is in Virgo. It's hard for me to focus and organize things. So therefore, it's hard for me to be disciplined. I can be very clean and pristine. Okay, I can be ordered and structured, but in terms of action of discipline, action of routine, that's not my strong suit. Responsibility, I'm all over it. Routine, discipline, sometimes, okay? Sometimes. I'm getting better though. And that leads me to what I was saying about these lessons that I've learned. The lessons that I've learned about discipline, responsibility, and routine is that those things set me up for success. The more I rebel against those things, the more I rebel against myself. And that may not be true for you, but I just explained to y'all why it's true for me. So, and I also learned I need a physical routine. I can have a mental routine all day. I can have a spiritual routine all day and keep to it. But if I need a physical routine, I need to be doing something that really gets me into the form of self-discipline, and how I even activated my self-discipline to begin with to its highest frequency, or I feel thus far, is when I went vegetarian. And that it wasn't the food. It was the discipline to abstain for 10 years from eating any form of meat. Okay? Then, now the last 2 years that I've been pescatarian, I feel like I've lost some of that discipline and I want it back. Now, am I going to give up fish again? No. The reason why I started eating fish is because I have too many vitamin deficiencies and I'm not about to take vitamins. But the point is, I had to do what I had to do and be disciplined enough to incorporate the fish back into my diet to get myself healthy. So it's just like I'm learning that I have to focus on physical discipline, responsibility, and routine as well. I'm learning that I have to prioritize physical discipline, responsibility, and routine as well, because I have a tendency to put spiritual routine and mental routine above everything. And while that does keep me protected, it keeps me safe, it keeps me covered, it doesn't always keep me expansive. And that's truly what I've learned. How do I intend to safeguard my application of these lessons? By continuing to put myself in situations where I have to maintain a certain level of physical discipline, responsibility, and routine, such as this challenge, such as me committing to Tarot Tuesday every single Tuesday, such as me committing to do Love, Sex, Pain every single Friday, such as me committing to post messages on certain days, and things of that nature. Like, I have to do these things consistently to build up my discipline, to further my responsibility, and to kind of push me into that routine. And that's really what I've been learning. Um, how have you allowed your shadow self to lead your how have you allowed your shadow self to lead you to self-sabotage by suppressing her needs? How have you allowed your shadow self to lead you to self-sabotage by suppressing her needs? Um, I am needy. Okay? I'm needy. Now that's I'm not needy from the public. Like I really don't need too much from the public. I don't. But I'm needy emotionally with the people around me. Um, and because I don't have a solid support system in terms of my family and my parents, I often find myself seeking that support in other places. But because I've learned from an early age that I'm not going to get that support from other places, what I will do is just completely shut down the need altogether and be like, fuck this. I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. I can't be like that. I can't be like that. What it does is it puts me into a position, like I mentioned earlier, that I'm further away from the type of intimate relationships that I want to build. I'm cutting myself off from resources and support. I'm pushing people away because they don't feel like they really know me, because I'm not allowing them to get close to me, and I'm being very cut and dry. I'm withdrawing my energy from situations because I'm afraid to be drained. I'm afraid to be hurt. I'm afraid to be taken advantage of. And that's how I've allowed my shadow self to lead me to self sabotage. I suppress her need to be supported. I suppress her need to be seen. I suppress her need to be heard. And then I shut myself down and go into hermit mode. And that cuts me off from even having an opportunity to do that, you know? And it's just like, it's ridiculous. It don't make no sense. Now that I'm saying it out loud to y'all, I'm like, damn, that don't make no sense. Why do you keep doing that? I don't know. I'm trying to get out of it, okay? This is why we're doing this together. But again, the question, just so y'all have it, how have you allowed your shadow self to lead you to self-sabotage by suppressing their needs? I have allowed my shadow self to lead me to self-sabotage by suppressing their needs in more ways than one. I just explained one to you guys. Another example of that would be I have anxiety and I need a physical release from my anxiety. But sometimes I let my anxiety get the best of me so bad that I don't even go outside unless I'm walking my dog. And that's rare because most of the time outside resets my energy, so I'm down to go outside. But I do have really bad times where I don't even want to go outside. And when that happens, like when I'm in such an anxious, stressed bubble that I can't even go outside, I'm telling myself, you don't even deserve the sun even though you need it. You don't even deserve the light and the air even though you need it. You just stay in this little bubble because that's where you're safe. And it's like, by suppressing my need for the sun, by suppressing my need for the air, by suppressing my need for movement, and just being still and burying myself into work, I further my stress, I further my anxiety, I further my depression. And it's like, that's another way in which I allow my shadow self to lead me to self-sabotage. I suppress her need for freedom and release, for movement and joy. And I force her into business and boxes. And then she's like, this is what you're going to do? Okay, cool. You're not getting anything done. And nobody wins. If you could permanently change one thing about yourself, what would it be and why? If I could change one thing about myself, what would it be and why? Honestly, y'all, I don't know that I would change anything about myself. Not saying that I'm perfect, but I love myself as I am, and I'm always growing. if I could change one thing, it would be my inability to focus, because I have a really hard time focusing sometimes, and that really distracts me from getting things done and puts me further into cycles of procrastination. But other than that, I feel like I'm pretty cool. So that's the only thing that I would change. And the reason why I would change that is so that I can be more efficient. That's it. Could be more efficient. I could comprehend more knowledge. I could um, just trust my intellect a lot more, because I'm very intelligent. I've always been very intelligent, but my ability to sit down and focus and comprehend topics that are not going to affect my day-to-day life is very limited. And so because of that, I have a hard time honing in on the things that I need to hone in on when I'm trying to learn something new. Okay. And I would change that, because it really makes me not want to study. And I love studying. Or not really study, because I still study on my own, but it makes me not want to do like formal schooling. And I feel like formal schooling sometimes is needed, because I definitely could be somebody's therapist if I would just go and get my master's degree. And I don't want to do it. I'm going to do it eventually, but I don't do it. I might as well just do it sooner than later, because I'm only getting older and education is only getting harder to get into. Anyway, moving right along, that's my answer to that question. That's what I would change. I would change my inability to focus, because I would just be much more efficient. I would be able to absorb more knowledge, which means that I would be able to share more knowledge, and I would be able to be a lot more consistent, because I would have focus on what I need to be focused on, period. How can I be more intentional in the act of sacrificing and purging? My answer to this question is fasting. There's a lot of other things that you could do as far as being intentional in the act of sacrificing and purging. But for me, it's definitely fasting and sweating. When I intentionally change my diet, restrict certain things from my diet, whether it's my physical diet, my mental diet, my spiritual diet, when I do that, I find that I have the most clarity, the most favor, the most empowerment and enlightenment. But that's for me. So I'm learning that I need to be intentional in doing this. I even said I may start every month with a 3-day fast, because I feel like it just set me off good for the month. Now, do you have to do that? No, but that is what I am going to do. I am going to be focused on fasting. Sometimes the fasting won't be physical. Sometimes it'll be like I'm not watching TV for a whole week. I'm not scrolling social media. I'm posting and I'm getting off. It might be something like that. But I will intentionally fast more consistently, because that is how I want to lean into the act of sacrificing and purging. Okay, that's my answer for that. Y'all see, we already at 23 minutes and I didn't even write. I just talked y'all through these answers. So imagine if I would have written them out. Would have been more time. Okay, moving along, let's talk about our ritual. Okay, now I like to do my rituals at my altar, and I do not believe in showing my altar on social media. I will not do it. So therefore, I will be telling you guys how to do the ritual on Sunday. I will show you guys the remnants of my candle, if there is one, because every week we are going to be using 7-day candles. And then on Sunday, I will speak the verse of the week that goes with the ritual for you guys. But other than that, you won't see me do the ritual. I'm going to be doing the ritual in my own time. I just will be giving you guys instructions, okay? So I don't want you guys to be looking for a whole separate video of me actually doing the ritual, because you're not going to see it, okay? I'm going to be at my altar, on my knees, doing what I do, okay? All right, let's talk about Psalm 69. Because that is the psalm that we're going to be using for our ritual. Psalm 69, specifically verse 13 through 16. This is a passage that reflects cleansing and road opening. And y'all know week 1 is what? Cleansing and block busting. Road opening, block busting, same thing. Okay? So let's explore the meaning. But first I'm just gonna speak it to you guys. But I pray to you, Lord, in the time of your favor. In your great love, O God, answer me with your sure salvation. Rescue me from the mire. Do not let me sink. Deliver me from those who hate me, from the deep waters. Do not let the floodwaters engulf me, or the depths swallow me up, or the pit close its mouth over me. Answer me, Lord, out of the goodness of your love. In your great mercy, turn to me. Okay, as you can hear, this is a cry out for help. Okay, it's a cry out for help. Now, the psalmist in this specific part of Psalm 69, they obviously have found themselves in a difficult situation. They feel like they're sinking in deep waters. They're down at the lowest bottom of the pit, and they feel trapped. They feel overwhelmed. They feel stuck. Okay, now, what do? They seek cleansing and deliverance from the negativity and oppression that they are facing. What are we seeking? Cleansing and deliverance from the negativity and oppression that we are facing. Okay, so this is a perfect prayer for this specific intent. They ask God to rescue them from those who hate them and to prevent them from being engulfed by floodwaters or swallowed up by the depths of destruction. Okay, it's a plea for protection, salvation, and a brand new start. And that's what a lot of us are seeking. Some of us are not seeking a clean slate, but we want things to look new and remade, revamped in our life, right? The spiritual context of cleansing and road opening in this specific passage is twofold. First, they ask to be purified and released from negative influences. Second, they ask to be cleansed of the emotional and spiritual burdens they're carrying. Then they go ahead and ask to be freed from the obstacles that are obstructing their path towards divine guidance, blessing, progress, and salvation. Okay, in essence, this is a cry out for divine intervention, for cleansing, and for a fresh start. Okay, we acknowledge the mercy, the love, the glory of Spirit. And we ask for help as we continue to find our way towards spiritual liberation and growth. Okay, this is a prayer for a clear path, a release from obstacles, so that we can continue our journey with renewed faith and hope. So again, you do not have to use this psalm, but I would highly recommend it because it goes along with our ritual perfectly. Now, let's get into our ritual. So, all you're going to need for this ritual, you're going to need a white 7-day candle. You can also use a blue 7-day candle, but white will work just fine for any of the rituals. If it's easier just to find white candles, you can always just find white candles anywhere. So what you're going to do, you're going to get your white candle, you're going to get a pen, a paper, you're going to get a large bowl of water, okay? You're going to write out 2 toxic habits and 2 toxic beliefs and 2 toxic experiences that you feel have stagnated your healing and transformation. For example, my 2 toxic habits, procrastination and withdrawing from people. My 2 toxic beliefs, no one really believes in what I do. My vision is unrealistic. My 2 toxic experiences, what happened on my 30th birthday last year, not last, was it? No, the year before last, what happened on my 30th birthday. I need to really release that. And then also what I've been through this year with my mother and my grandmother. I need to release that experience, what we've been through, or what we went through in March. I really need to release that experience. So I'm going to write that down, right? So I will write that down. Write it down, write it down, write it down. Grab my bowl of water, okay? Dip the paper in the water. Dip like you washing clothes, okay? Like you hand washing clothes. Dip, 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 dip. Press, 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 press. You're using your intention and your energy to cleanse this out, okay? Cleanse it out, cleanse it out, cleanse it out, cleanse it out until the paper dissolves, okay? Water should dissolve the paper, no matter what kind of paper you're using. So you're gonna push, push, push until it dissolves, okay? Then you're gonna light your candle. You're going to recite Psalm 69, verse 13 through 16. You're going to meditate with it for a little while. Okay? Then you're going to take a bath. In your bath, you're going to use salt. You're going to use chamomile. You're going to use jasmine. If you don't have chamomile or jasmine, just salt is fine. Okay? Just salt is perfectly fine. You need to bathe in the dark, though. That is an important part of this ritual. You need to bathe in the dark or by candlelight. Do not turn on the light. You may be looking at me and saying, why am I telling you to bathe in the dark? We are cleansing in the dark because we are birthing something, okay? We're coming out of darkness. We're coming out of mire. Remember what I said about the prayer. Remember what I said about cleansing and block busting. So this bathing in the darkness, submerging yourself in darkness, in the water, in the darkness, it represents birthing and recreation, okay? So it is important that you bathe in the dark, even if you don't have all the herbs, okay? If you prefer to take a shower in the dark with some rosemary and salt, you can do that too. But I would recommend that you actually do a bath. You need to remain in the bath for at least 20 minutes, and you need to recite Psalm 69, verse 13 through 16 again while you're in the tub. That is going to pretty much close out your ritual for the time being. Obviously, you can blow your candle out if you don't feel safe leaving it burning, or you can leave it burning for the 7 days. I would encourage you, regardless to what you do, to light your candle every day and go to your altar, say that prayer for cleansing, for protection, and for road opening. If you don't want to use Psalm 69, you say your own prayer. To add another level of dimension to the ritual, you can copy down Psalm 69 in your journal exactly as it is, and then write it out in your own verbiage, so that it's more personal to you, and you can speak the psalm prayer that way, the way that you've written it. That's a great way to kind of do some Psalms magic. Tip, 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 hint, 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 gem, gem, gem. Okay? So that is your ritual. I will be back on Thursday where we will be doing Empowered by 11 chakra balancing yoga, and we will also be doing our chakra balancing meditation, because we want to balance all the energy centers for this week as we continue to cleanse and block bust or road open. Okay, so those are our journals. That is our ritual for the week. Again, I'll be back on Thursday with our meditation and our yoga. I probably will post 2 separate videos so that it's not too long, but they will both be posted on Thursday. And then on Sunday, I will be back with the check-in for your ritual. Please have your ritual and your journals completed by Sunday. If you would like feedback on your journals or your rituals, you can definitely send me pictures or emails to Shawnee L. Smith at 11moons11.com. I would be happy to look through them and give you some feedback if necessary, but not too much, okay? Not too much, just here and there, okay? Here and there. All right, I will leave you all with that so that we're not making this too long, but of course I will wrap up with a postcard from Spirit. So let's go ahead and see what it's given. All right, it says, Dear you, there are times in life when taking a risk is better left for another day. Other times are perfect for taking that leap, no matter how dangerous it may seem. Well, hold on to your parachute strings, for today is leap time. Realize that no matter what, Realize that no matter what, We will not let you fall, drown, get lost, or hurt yourself in any way on this one. Even if it may feel like you are in free fall, we are here for you, and you can stop freaking out about getting hurt and relax into this transition to something new. All the elements are in place, and your soul is ready for a new experience. No matter what you're asking about, it's time to take the risk and do that thing that scares you. No matter what happens, you will land softly, right on target. Don't worry about the outcome. Spirit's got that covered. It's taking the leap itself that's the point. We love you. We love your courage. Embrace it. Ashe, I will leave you all with that. And again, I will see you on Thursday. I hope y'all have a good rest of your